fast, easy personal loans for life's big plays. And just like us, they're committed to Eastern North Carolina. National Finance, proud supporters of ECU athletics. Visit nfcmoney.com for loans as fast as today.
This is a standard hold belt. You can get it at any fashion brand, department store, or Amazon. They can be nice, look good, even sometimes expensive. The downside, they're only limited to 5 holes. Not to mention these holes wear out in less than a year. So this is an Anson belt, micro-adjustable holeless belt. Instead of 5 holes 1 inch apart, we have 30+ options spaced 1/4 inch apart, giving you the perfect fit every time. This track system uses a magnetic mechanism that won't break like a spring-loaded mechanism will over time. Slide your belt through, click, click, click. That's the sound of a perfect fit. Check us out at AnsonBelt.com.
I just love the show.
Here we go with the show. Talk of the town. It's like doom scrolling without the doom, and even without the scrolling.
Put that damn phone down and listen to me.
Real talk for Eastern North Carolina.
You might even say it's the ultimate.
Now from the Town Bank studio, here's Henry Hinton and Patrick Johnson on Talk 96.3 and 103.7.
Every morning.
All right. Welcome in. It's August the 20th, Thursday morning, everybody. Welcome to the program. We are live in the Town Bank studio, and it's great to be here. It's National Radio Day.
Hey.
Celebrating the radio industry today, National Radio Day. I've already put the obligatory photos of my early days. There it is.
There you go.
For those not watching on video, Michael has just put up a picture. I didn't know he was going to do this. Did you grab that off my Facebook page?
It's a picture of you, and there's another one with a mustache.
There I am with the porn stash at WGH in Norfolk.
Looking like Tony Orlando.
In the Military Circle studio. Check out the cart deck that was built into the console there. That was
wow.
That was high tech.
That's big time.
How about that microphone from WGH in Norfolk?
That's big time.
That was the studio in which I was hired at WGH.
Showcase Studios?
Is that a vertical cart deck? You just put it right into the console?
I think they built it into the
Michael.
console.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
How many were there? 3? Remember?
It's like 5.
How many? No, there's like 5 decks. There's it's a 5 deck, and most of the time 3 of them worked.
But you never knew which 3, right?
But I mean, here's the thing: we played music off the carts, like the 8-track. All the music was on the. We had turntables in that studio, but it was right when turntables were going out. This would have been about 76, 77 when I was in Norfolk. Yeah, my girlfriend and I went up to Norfolk when we were visiting my parents one weekend, and this girlfriend happens to be my wife now.
Okay,
we've been together 54 years. We've been married 49 years, but we dated for 5 years. So during those dating years, when I was working early days of radio, we went up to, I was working here in Greenville at WOOW for Mr. J. And I went up to Norfolk one weekend with my wife, my girlfriend, and we were just hanging out in Military Circle Mall, and they had a showcase studio right on the mall there. And a famous disc jockey that I've been listening to for years, Jeff Davis, was in the studio. And I went over to the Sunglasses Hut and got a napkin and wrote on there, "I'm a disc jockey also in Greenville, North Carolina." And I popped it up on the window so he could see it. And so he let us in, which was way against the rules. I found that out when I worked there later. But Jeff let us in, and while we stayed in there with like an hour and watched him work, which was just fascinating to me because I grew up listening to WGH in Norfolk. And I was mesmerized by that. And Jeff, while we were in there, he said, "Look, I'm not supposed to tell anybody this, but I'm leaving in 2 weeks. I've just accepted a job at WLS in Chicago, which is where Jeff became one of the top disc jockeys in radio history." And he was on, there was a famous disc jockey on from 6 to 10 every night on WLS called John Records Landecker. Records truly was his middle name. He said that every night. And Jeff came on after Landecker, and that station was a Clear Channel AM station you could hear in just about every state in the country because it was in Chicago. And I used to listen to it here in Greenville, so I'd listen to Jeff. And he gave me the hotline number. So I used to call Jeff in Chicago and talk to him, and I told him, hey, guess what? I got hired at WGH because he took my tape to the program director. As a result of me meeting him that night in Norfolk, he asked me for tape. He said, give me some tape, and I'll critique it for you. And I just happened to have a cassette in the car.
Right.
And I gave it to him, and like 3 days later, I got this call at my apartment at Stratford Arms here in Greenville. I was a senior at ECU. And my roommate came into the den where I was at and said, some guy on the phone says he's calling for you. He says his name is Jim Stewart in Norfolk at WGH. And I was like, oh, my God. I mean, that guy's like I've been listening to him since I was 10 years old. So I go to the phone, and Jim Stewart says, yes, I got your tape here. Would you be interested in working weekends up here? And I was like, when can I start? So I started driving to Norfolk on the weekends, and I would sleep on the floor of the studio because I couldn't afford to sleep anywhere. And then Dale Parsons became a good friend. I started sleeping on Dale's couch. Dale went on to be the program director and assistant general manager at WNBC in New York. He hired Howard Stern and Don Imus at WNBC.
Could you imagine being Debbie, Michael, and have to listen to Henry's tape back and forth to Norfolk when he dragged her up there? So, listen to this. Listen to this.
We know
that's
woman.
what you were doing.
Can you imagine
how bored she was?
Lucky woman.
Can you imagine how bored she was just listening and watching Jeff work?
Oh, I know.
You know what? She was very sweet that night. I remember because I could tell she was getting a little restless after about an hour. And I was, I'd have stayed in there all night. And
yeah.
But, she was she was very sweet. She's always been very supportive of my career. Oh, there's a picture of a young, thin Patrick Johnson.
I don't know how thin.
Are you doing a Parrot game?
I think that was a Parrot, yeah.
You're looking like you look like you're 13 years old there. How old are you in that picture?
I got to be 17 or 18 in that picture.
Have you put that picture online? You got to put a picture online for National Radio Day.
I'll get right on it for later today. I certainly will. I promise you.
By the way, I put that picture on this morning about 4 a.m. Those pictures on Facebook of my early days, and already some.
Did you wake up early?
I got up really early this morning.
I had a text from you when I got up.
Already some of my radio buddies, including the great Dale Parsons, who lives in Hawaii now, has responded.
Aloha.
I was trying to figure out how Dale was up because, it's 2 a.m. right now in Hawaii.
Well, that was probably 11 at night. He might stay up that late.
Let's see. When I put that on at 4, it would have been 11 at night. You're right. That's exactly what it would have been in Hawaii.
Yeah.
I had lunch with we had Thanksgiving lunch together 2 years ago in Maui, and I hadn't seen him in 40 years.
Wasn't that a great trip?
What a
Thanksgiving
career he
in
had.
Hawaii?
It was. It was great to see Dale. Dale is the guy who took Don Imus to rehab. When Don Imus did his final show in New York, and of course he went on to be on Fox News, and then he got fired because he made the nappy-headed comment up there. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
But when he was doing his final show on the radio and on television, Don Imus said that Dale Parsons saved his life. He said, Dale Parsons is the guy that made me go to rehab, and if it wasn't for Dale, I'd be dead.
Wow.
And so Dale was a dear friend to me when I started at WGH because I was a baby. And I used to sleep on his couch because I had nowhere to sleep. I had nowhere to, they were paying me $5.50 an hour, and they gave me a tunnel pass for the Hampton Roads Tunnel. All right, enough about my radio career.
By the way, there's a picture of Michael
all this will be in my book, by the way. Yeah, Michael, do we have any early pictures of you?
There's a picture of you in the kitchenette, Michael, I know.
There's a picture of me standing up here on the bulletin board, but I don't have anything I can post.
Did you post it on Facebook?
No, I don't post on Facebook.
I tell you what
People
Michael
wanna
does do on
see-
Facebook.
I want to see.
He comments. He
Michael,
comments
can we
at,
get a photo
Democrats.
of you? You need for the opening the 8 o'clock hour. Let's get a photo of you in your early days in radio, will you?
Yeah, go get that and put it on
I can go get it.
It's National
camera.
Radio Day, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
By the way, it's a Thursday. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be live in at the beach. We're going to be down in Atlantic Beach tomorrow morning at Bite at the Box, our annual trip down there to kick off the Atlantic Beach King Mackerel Tournament. So our show tomorrow will be brought to you by the Atlantic Beach King Mackerel Tournament and Champions Fitness and Atlantic Station in Atlantic Beach. Will you kill that stupid music? God. It's
How many
not
years have you had
funny.
to
I
listen
mean,
to
it's
it?
not funny to play that anymore because you used to play that because that was my wife's ringtone when it would go off when I was on the air in my condo down there, which we call the Carteret County Studio.
And it's called Down by the Sea. That's the actual name of the ringtone. So that's the reason why we play it.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, see, nobody knew that.
Well, they do now.
Nobody knew that.
Why are you so grumpy about a little ha-ha this morning?
Didn't sleep well.
Are you okay?
Didn't have a lot of sleep last night. And I got to go
Are
to
you
bed.
all right?
I got to go to bed at the beach tonight, so it's going to be a long day. I got a long day here at the office, and then I got to drive to the beach later. There's also a function on campus today at 5 that my wife wants to attend, and
What? Tell her I'll see you down at the beach.
she may have to go alone. Get the hammer to take her. Since we're going to be down at Atlantic Beach tomorrow morning, we will not have Open Line Friday. So we can take a few calls today. I got some other stuff, and I got and by the way, Lee Moore. I'm going to talk to Lee next hour. One of my old buddies.
Yeah.
Lee, of course, was the sports director at WCTI for many years. They're starting their coverage of high school football tonight because all the high school games start tonight. And Brian North has revisited and rekindled the Lee Moore locker room studio for the high school coverage. Really? And I saw that, and Lee and I talk all the time, and I was texting with him yesterday, and I said, you know what, let's do an interview tomorrow morning. Lee has done so much in his life. What an interesting life Lee has had. He started in radio, so that's a good thing to National Radio Day, another National Radio Day point. But he was up in, I believe, Cincinnati before he came to Channel 12, WCTI. And Lee and I did the ECU games together. It was Jim Woods, Lee Moore, and I that did the games in the 70s on the Pirate Sports Network.
Oh, wow.
And we traveled together and got to be very close friends. And Lee, when he left Channel 12, became a golf promoter. I don't know if you know this about Lee or not, but he started promoting golf tournaments all over the country. He did these celebrity golf tournament, and he got to meet all these huge celebrities. He's met everybody.
Even Gene Simmons.
We're going to talk. Has he met Gene Simmons?
I think I saw a picture of him and Gene Simmons.
I didn't know. Is Simmons a golfer? That would be shocking.
No, but he probably would have been at a fundraising event type of thing.
Well, so we're going to talk to Lee next hour, so we can take some phone calls. We can talk to Lee. We got some other things. I gotta get some of this stuff out first, though. Have you seen the Biden video? He has
Which one?
He has a new book out. He's written a new book. Word is that the Bidens are desperate for cash. And so Hunter has written a book, and now Joe has written a new book called Promise Me America.
Oh, geez.
And he's done this video, this YouTube video that's out there to promote the book. And,
gracious.
And, you know, it's wait till you hear this. I'm going to play some of the audio from it right now. Michael, did y'all get that audio? Logan, did you get it? By the way, good morning, Logan. Logan is producing this morning.
Well, you're being a wise guy with me a little bit.
Logan, how are the pancakes this morning? I would like to bring up the fact that once again I provided pancakes for Logan just to keep him happy.
Yeah, they were really good. Thank you for bringing them.
Flapjacks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yep. Michael got a sausage biscuit. I did a McDonald's run this morning. So Joe has done this video talking about what a great career he had and talking about, how he saved the country during COVID and ended the Afghanistan war. I mean, would you promote the way he ended the Afghanistan war if you were Biden?
No.
That was a disaster. That was the most disastrous moment of his entire presidency, the way that we left Afghanistan. But he's right. He's, again, don't believe your lying eyes. Just listen to what I'm telling you. This is typically the Democrat mantra these days. I'm going to rewrite history for you, and I want you to believe it. But the sad thing is they prop him up to do this video, and you can hardly – his speech is now so bad with whatever his condition is.
Sure.
That you can hardly understand what he's saying. Roll some of that, Logan.
It's about the challenge we face as a nation, about the decisions I made, and why I made them. Leading the country through COVID, rebuilding our economy, and restoring our democracy after the attack on January 6th. Ending our nation's longest war in Afghanistan, strengthening NATO, and supporting Ukraine. It's about why I chose to run for re-election and why I chose to step aside.
It's sad. It's sad. Could you understand what he said?
No, I mean there's parts of that.
He's not able to speak now, and this guy was going to run again. Think about this. If he'd run again and won, he'd be 2 years into his term, and that's who you'd have right there. I mean, he's clearly cognitively impaired.
Certainly.
It's sad. And
it really is.
That they would prop him up to do a video. He can barely talk. There's clearly, what is wrong with him? He's had prostate cancer, but that's not affecting his speech. I don't know what it is, but
I mean, it's a cognitive situation, clearly.
Yeah. As we move toward the midterm, yes, I'm moving on from that. Do you have something else on that?
No. I can. We can move on.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna add. You're talking about he'd be 2 years into had he been reelected, 2 years into a second term. But, I mean, he wasn't exactly clicking on all cylinders near the end of the first term.
Exactly.
So who was running this show?
Rudderless
sure as hell
ship.
wasn't him.
Rudderless ship.
No, there were people behind the scenes.
His chief of staff. Who was his chief of staff when he finally stepped down? I can't remember.
I mean, all these young staffers and the whole, these pardons,
talking
like the Fauci pardon.
Chairman Hudson 2 nights ago, and talking to him about how he goes to the White House every couple of weeks to meet with Trump. I mean, one thing you can say about Trump's in charge. I mean, there's all this media that wants to portray Trump as kind of losing it cognitively also, which, again, don't believe your lying eyes. He doesn't look like it to me. But they show him with his, they'll take a picture of him with his eyes closed and go, he was sleeping through the meeting. And they come up with these outrageous headlines that are all lies. But when you talk to people who spend time around him, like Richard Hudson 2 nights ago when I was talking to Richard about this, he talks about how sharp Trump is when you go into a meeting with him in the Oval Office. He said he was in the office a couple of weeks ago, and Trump got a phone call. I can't remember who he said the phone call was at, but he says he always likes to pick up his phone and show everybody in the room who's calling him. and so he said he was in mid-sentence to me when he took the phone. He said, I'm going to take this. And he took the phone call, and he talked to the guy for 15 minutes. He hung up and then finished the sentence that he had started when he picked up the phone. So, I think in a lot of cases you've got chiefs of staff who are kind of running the country. That ain't happening now. Susie Wiles is the chief of staff. I'm also beginning to wonder if Pete Hegseth might be. He may be
trouble
on his way out.
Sure.
Somebody misled Trump on how quickly this Iran thing could be handled. They had just come out of the Venezuela thing. They went in there, bing, bang, boom, it was open. They did the bombing of the Iranian nuclear sites in June of 25. Bing, bang, boom, it was over. Everybody thought, well, let's go in there, bing, bang, boom, this thing will be over too. The conventional wisdom is the reason nothing is happening right now is because they couldn't get it done up till now. And with the midterms coming, they're going to try to just increase sanctions and choke Iran economically, try to make something happen that way. And if nothing does, by the time, again, like I said yesterday, you get to the midterms, when the midterms are over, if I was in Iran, I would take cover no matter what happens. Republicans win or lose. Republicans did get a big victory yesterday. A Missouri judge handed the Republicans a major redistricting victory yesterday, ruling that the state's referendum process cannot be used to challenge congressional maps that were drawn by the Missouri legislature. And that's going to allow the new map that the Republicans drew to remain in place for November's midterm elections, which is going to help with keeping Republicans in office. And, you know, all the Democrats are screaming, oh, this is gerrymandering. Oh, this gerrymandering. 100 years of Democrat gerrymandering and not a peep from them.
But
not
now.
a peep. Not a peep. 100 years, just like in this state, 100 years of Democrat rule, and they kept themselves in power with gerrymandering. Payback can be hell. Speaking of that, the two big congressional races in the state, now that Chuck Edwards has had to drop out because of the sexual allegations what some of his staff members have made over in the western part of the state. Did I send you the Jamie Agar ad? I may not have sent that to you, did I? Okay, I didn't send that to you. This guy, Jamie Agar, is running in the 11th district. He's the Democrat, and he's a farmer. And now that Chuck Edwards has had to drop out, the Republican Party has picked State Representative Jennifer Balcom from Henderson County. Very attractive lady. I hear she's very smart. I don't know her. But Jamie Agar is the Democrat nominee, and he's a farmer up there, and his whole campaign is about how the Republicans have fumbled the Hurricane Helene recovery. And, of course, Tom Tillis hasn't helped with this because Tom Tillis keeps saying the same thing. So, yeah. So we're going to open up the phone lines, and there I've said it. Tom Tillis. I've said Tom Tillis. Hey, you know a good subject to talk about this morning that I'd love to get people's advice on and their input? Cameras. Let's talk about cameras this morning.
Flock cameras?
What is your opinion of flock cameras? What is your opinion of these cameras that cities have put up, including Greenville?
Yep.
And you know, of course, it's a tool for law enforcement, but they can be abused, and they are being abused. We've already seen it. In Charlotte, a police officer has been accused of running an unauthorized search and passing the results to the target of a drug investigation. So these flock cameras, if you commit a crime, they can get your license plate, and they can follow you throughout the city, wherever you go, wherever there are cameras. And now these flock cameras are everywhere. And there's a police officer, a female police officer in South Carolina who's just lost her job because she used the flock cameras to track her ex-boyfriend. And she got caught doing it. In Mooresville, North Carolina, an officer has been arrested for allegedly using the camera network to track her boyfriend's ex-wife. So there have been 31 improper accesses in the state of North Carolina of these cameras, so it is happening. But think about a murder being committed, and how these flock cameras could help catch the criminal. I come down on the side of I'm okay with it because I'm a law-abiding citizen, and if they want to take pictures of me and my license plate, I got no problem with it. They're all over Washington, D.C., by the way, and they actually monitor your speed with them. Yeah. I think I told this before. I got a speeding ticket in downtown Washington, D.C., because of a camera. I opened up the mail. There was a bill in there with a photograph of my car and my license plate, and it said, you were going 46 and a 35. You owe us $100. If you want to fight it, here's how you fight it, yada, yada. But you can't win. So I just sent them the $100. And guess what? I've been on that road several times in D.C. since, and I'm driving the speed limit because I didn't know those cameras were there. So it works. But what do you think about these cameras? And now you got this news story here in Greenville where the woman is accusing the Greenville police of illegal entry into her apartment because they wanted to get the video off of her Ring camera. And she said it wasn't working, but they were like, there was a shooting on the same hallway there, right on the outside of her apartment complex, and they thought she was not cooperating, and so she's gone in. The police officer, female, forced her way into the woman's apartment against her will, and now that police officer has been suspended with pay pending an internal investigation.
That's a tough deal, isn't it? Gosh,
they were trying to solve a shooting.
But you're under no obligation to provide the video. I mean, should you morally? I guess. But the woman's under no obligation to do it. You can't burst into somebody's home.
Yeah, the police officer was too heavy-handed. That's not going to turn out well for her. She'll probably end up being disciplined. But here's the thing. I'm seeing a lot more on the flock cameras. People are saying it's violating my constitutional rights. It's Big Brother following me. I got no problem with them. If they're going to help law enforcement, I got no problem. That's my attitude. What do you think? We'll take some calls. 252-561-8255, 561-8255. Are you for these cameras or against them? Yes, Patrick.
Well, and another complaint is it's AI. These are generally AI kind of generated with that's how it's identifying license plates and cars and vehicles and all this. And so people don't like the fact that this stuff is good because these are all third-party things. So this is all information.
Well, that's the other thing is these flock cameras are operated by a business, a company.
Right.
And so, So what do you think? 252-561-8255. We'll take some calls. Do you want the cameras or do you want the cameras shut off? We'll be right back.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Visit Larry's Steakhouse for a tender, hand-cut, certified Angus ribeye. Other entrees include perfectly seasoned pork chops, chicken, or seafood favorites like shrimp, tuna, and salmon. Complement your meal with Larry's fresh 20-plus item salad bar, or enjoy it as an all-you-can-eat entree. Daily rotating favorites include meatloaf, chicken pastry, hamburger steak, spaghetti, pork chops, and more, all complemented with your favorite country sides. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or our Sunday brunch, remember to support and eat local. Larry's Steakhouse.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Your future is full of possibilities, and Pitt Community College can help you explore every option. You can earn a degree, learn a trade, transfer to a university, or launch a new career. We offer the support you need to succeed with flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and programs designed for the real world. Your path, your future, your college. Pitt Community College. Register now.
I just love the show.
Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton and Patrick Johnson. If it's happening in ENC, they're talking about it on Talk 96.3 and 103.7.
Let's check the stock numbers from yesterday, and we'll get to the phone calls here at 252-561-8255. Our Shook Rouse Group stock market update brought to you by Scott Shook and Thomas Rouse of Truist Investment Services. Yesterday was a rebound on the stock market. Everything was up yesterday. The Dow was up 119, NASDAQ was up 41, and the S&P was up 16 points. So it came back a little bit. The futures are down this morning as oil prices are up almost $3 a barrel. We're almost up to $90 a barrel again. We got down to about $76 earlier. So the Dow's down 179, NASDAQ's down 70, and the S&P 500 is down 11. One other subject we can talk about, there was another big flare-up at the Rocky Mount City Council meeting yesterday. Just embarrassing. This guy, Andre Knight, who's the one of the council members that won't pay his utility bill, accused someone of white supremacy. He loves that. You want me to pay my utility bill? That's white supremacy. What's happening in Rocky Mount on that council is it's just despicable and embarrassing.
It really is.
What's the answer to that? I mean, it's almost like, is there some state law where the legislature could just come in and take over? I know the local government commission could come in and take over the city's finances, but could they get rid of the city council people? It's just unbelievable what's happening in Rocky Mount. It's embarrassing for that great city, that once great city. All right, we're talking about cameras. Do you like these cameras, these flock cameras? Do you think it's a violation of your constitutional rights for police to be monitoring your movements around your community? 252-561-8255, 561-TALK. Let's open up the lines here. Jay in Gates County. Good morning, Jay, up in God's country. How are you?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good.
The flock cameras, the speed cameras, I'm 100% against them. It is turning us into a surveillance state. And I will give you a quote by Laverty Barrera, who was the secret police from Joseph Stalin. He said, "Show me the perp man and I will find the crime." There are several cases of abuse with these flock cameras. There are a couple cases of cops literally showing up at people's doors, trying to arrest people because they were in the general area when something happened. You can look it up. There was a woman in somewhere who was accused of stealing a package, and they wrote her a summons, and she was, just because she was in the general area. There's another woman that went to jail because her vehicle was quote unquote in an accident, and they held her in jail until they could determine that she wasn't in the accident, and her vehicle that was supposedly in the accident was sitting in her driveway without a scratch on it. Multiple cases. Look at what's going on in Charlotte right now. How many cops they're having to get rid of because they are abusing flock cameras.
They have. You're right. You're not wrong about that.
Another thing about these speed cameras. They study. They don't find the place where the speeding is the problem or running red lights is the problem. They find the place where it's most profitable, not where it's going to create the most change. It is policing for profit. It's nothing more than a revenue stream.
Well,
that's all.
let me push back a little bit on that, because we had them here in Greenville, and of course there was a court case, and the city of Greenville lost it, and they had to take the red light cameras down. There was a red light camera. There's a red light camera at an intersection a quarter of a mile from here that I go through several times a day. Corner of Arlington Boulevard and Memorial Drive. There was a red light camera there. It made me slow down instead of speed up when I saw that yellow light. You know how it is when you see the yellow light. You're either going to put your foot on the gas and try to make the light, or you're going to stop. You're supposed to stop when you see the yellow light. I'm just guilty. I'm as guilty of anybody before that red light camera went up. I never got a red light ticket. My wife got one. My wife got one. But it definitely was a for-profit deal. The company made like 33%. 60% of it went to the school system here in Pitt County. I had no problem with it. But, you know, again, there was a court case and they lost. So I imagine these flock cameras are going to be challenged in court quite a bit upcoming, and you know, they could very well be ruled unconstitutional. It's going to depend on which judge they get.
And also, if you look, most places red light cameras are put. Accidents actually go up when they're put there.
Let me. I don't believe that. I don't. Where is that statistic from? I don't know.
Rear endings go up significantly.
I never saw that stat. Have you got a stat on that you can prove? I never
read it a while.
I never heard that before. Well, anyway, let me throw out a scenario on the flock since you're so against flock cameras. Let's say you have a family member that's the victim of a crime. I don't want to be too graphic, but let's say somebody in your family is the victim of a capital crime. Something horrific happens to a member of your family. Do you want law enforcement to have all the tools necessary to catch the perpetrator?
That is a sticky situation. Yes, I want them to have all the tools, but also, you know, there are constitutional protections that come in to everybody. And I mean, what was it? One of our founding fathers, you know, you got reckless freedom over. If you're not willing, you know, if he talks about reckless freedom and basically the state taking care of you. You know, if somebody hurts one of my family members, best I can say is I hope the cops get to them before I do, if I can figure it out.
Well, I mean, as a law-abiding citizen, though, Jay, why does it bother you? I mean, it should be the people who aren't law-abiding citizens that should be pissed off about it.
What about the law-abiding citizens that are facing undue investigations because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time?
We're in the infancy stage of this, and there is no doubt they are getting abused. But let me put it to you this way: the people in law enforcement that are abusing these cameras are getting called out for it. They're losing their jobs. The woman in South Carolina just lost her job. She was using the flock cameras to track her ex-boyfriend to see if he was going to see some other woman. The Charlotte case that you mentioned, they've got a Charlotte police officer who apparently was actually giving a drug dealer information. And, of course, he's going to lose his job. He also probably will be prosecuted.
But you've also got cops that are looking for their next step. Anything they can do. They don't care. I've seen it too many times.
I think you're being too hard on. I think you're being too hard on law enforcement. There's some bad apples in every bunch, but I think
I'm talking about the ones they don't care as long as they can get a prosecution and show they've done something and show. Oh, look what I've done.
That's a little harsh to say that to generalize law enforcement that way.
I've seen way too many like it. I worked for a major company in northeastern North Carolina that paid really good money. I spent 20 years there. We had a lot of police officers that left the police force to go work there, local police forces to go work there. A lot of them. It it was several. They were the crookedest people I knew. There was one there that was good. Out of probably 6 or 8, there was one there that was a decent, upstanding individual. The rest of them were just as crooked as the criminals they chased.
Interesting. All right. Thanks for that. Interesting points of view. I don't agree with most of your points of view on this, but I know that there are a lot of people who do, and you've made some great points. Thank you, Jay. Good to hear from you. All right, I know we got calls, but we got to get a break in. I got to catch up a little bit here. 252-561-8255 if you want to get in this morning. This is Open Line Thursday instead of Friday, since we're down in Atlantic Beach at Bite at the Box tomorrow morning to kick off the Atlantic Beach King Mackerel Tournament. We'll be right back.
Make the summer shift into huge savings at Greenville Toyota. Shift into low payments. Shift into fuel-efficient and hybrid models like Camry's $229 a month, RAV4's $269. It's the summer shift at Greenville Toyota.
Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium rocking. There's nothing like game days in Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium. Football is special here, and that's because of you. It takes all of us to have success. The 2026 season is right around the corner. Season tickets start as low as $75. Get yours today.
Your future is full of possibilities, and Pitt Community College can help you explore every option. You can earn a degree, learn a trade, transfer to a university, or launch a new career. We offer the support you need to succeed with flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and programs designed for the real world. Your path, your future, your college. Pitt Community College. Register now.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Visit Larry's Steakhouse for a tender, hand-cut certified Angus ribeye. Other entrees include perfectly seasoned pork chops, chicken, or seafood favorites like shrimp, tuna, and salmon. Complement your meal with Larry's fresh 20-plus item salad bar, or enjoy it as an all-you-can-eat entree. Daily rotating favorites include meatloaf, chicken pastry, hamburger steak, spaghetti, pork chops, and more, all complemented with your favorite country sides. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or our Sunday brunch, remember to support and eat local. Larry's Steakhouse.
At National Finance, we're all about hometown support, just like ECU football. National Finance helps us win on and off the field. They've got your back when you need it most. Fast, easy personal loans for life's big plays. And just like us, they're committed to Eastern North Carolina. National Finance, proud supporters of ECU athletics. Visit nfcmoney.com for loans as fast as today.
The summer shift is on at Greenville Toyota. Get massive savings on a huge Toyota selection. Then shift into Tacomas, $249 a month. Tundras, $399 at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
Mr. Hinton, who's a powerful and attractive man.
This is Talk of the Town with Henry and Patrick.
I'm a big fan of his.
Only on Talk 96.3 and 103.7.
More power to him. He works hard. I hope you have 400 radio stations.
David has written, I absolutely love admire law enforcement. I've had law enforcement officers in my family, but North Carolina law requires a subpoena or warrant to obtain video from private cameras. Waking that lady up at 3 a.m. and cuffing her because she refused isn't just heavy-handed, it's 100% illegal. She'll likely have a huge lawsuit against Greenville PD. I'm not saying that's great, but it's just the reality. That was a huge mistake. That's probably very accurate. Keith says on cameras, I'm okay with it. Ironically, the folks making a fuss about cameras have been silent about the amount of personal data that's been collected by private businesses on them over the years. A doctor friend of mine says, my thoughts on flock cameras, what do you have to hide? We've been living in a surveillance state for years. If you have a clear conscience, why are you worried about someone recording what you're doing? Let's go back to the phones and see what you think. 252-561-8255. Chuck in Beaufort. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
How
sir.
you doing?
Good.
Good. I listen to you every morning. You and Patrick, Henry. I love your show.
Well, thank you.
You do a great job. I love listening to you. But as far as the cameras go, I'm like you. I'm a law-abiding citizen. They can follow me or look at me, whatever I'm doing. If they catch me speeding, I'm like you, I'll get a ticket. But I don't care. I think it's a good thing for the community to be able to catch criminals. And as far as the law officers using it for their own personal gain to investigate boyfriends or girlfriends, they should be prosecuted.
Yeah. Well, they're losing their jobs for it. So,
they need to. They need to stick to the rules of the law.
Yeah. They need to be very heavy-handed with these people that are abusing them, that are in law enforcement, to make them the examples so that will stop.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the infancy of this thing, and so maybe that will curtail it. But, I'm sure law enforcement has been, there are going to be some – if you've got a jealous law enforcement officer, they've probably been doing other things before the cameras came along to spy on their exes or whatever.
Yeah, there's rotten apples in every bucket.
Yeah, and I mean, police officers are human beings also, and they've got human emotions, and they go through all the same personal problems and feelings that the rest of us do. All right, Chuck, thank you much, man.
Yes, sir.
All right,
as far as that commissioner in Rocky Mount that hadn't paid his light bill,
yeah,
how come his lights are still on?
Good question. All right, we got to run, brother. Thank you, Chuck and Beaufort. Hang on, we got more calls, but we got to get some sports in. It's no, sir. It's Patrick's time. Here is Patrick. I was doing my Marsha Blackburn imitation. Our pirate report this morning.
Sir. It's my time.
Okay. Which is brought to you by Wells Roofing and Gutters. My buddy Jim Wells at Wells Roofing, 252-702-3919. If you need roofing and gutters, Wells Roofing and Gutters. Here's Patrick.
All right, opening week of the high school football season. It's already bringing some schedule changes due to weather and the possibility of thunderstorms. Several games that were set for Friday have been moved to tonight, including the highly anticipated matchup between J.H. Rose and Northern Nash. 7:30 kickoff from Percy Daniels Stadium in Greenville. You can hear that game on our sister station, 94.3, the game of the IBX Media app. Also tonight, Edenton will take on Pasquotank on Talk 103.7 WTIB. Coverage there starts at 6:30 this evening. On the hardwood, UNC and NC State are bringing their rivalry back to Greensboro. The Tar Heels and Wolfpack will meet December 15th in the inaugural Tobacco Road Classic at First Horizon Coliseum, the old Greensboro Coliseum. It guarantees two meetings between the rivals this season after they played just once last year. It also is their first regular season meeting in Greensboro since 1979. And reports out of Chapel Hill say Billy Edwards Jr. has won Carolina's starting quarterback job. The Tar Heels open up against TCU in Dublin, Ireland, a week from Saturday. NFL Panthers holding a joint practice with Jacksonville, a little pushing and shoving between the two teams. They will play one another tomorrow night in Florida in a preseason game, and you can hear it on Talk 103.7 WTIB. That'll do it for sports. Now back to the Big Hen.
All righty. Thank you, sir. And we're going to take more phone calls after the news here, so stand by. We're talking about flock cameras this morning. Since we're doing Open Line Thursday, we're going to be live in Atlantic Beach tomorrow morning, courtesy of the Atlantic Beach King Mackerel Tournament at Bite at the Box, and our friends from Champions Fitness. My buddy Greg Lassiter is going to show up down there, I heard. So be with us down there. Come see us tomorrow morning and eat with us at Bite at the Box. It's 8 o'clock. Be right back.
the WNCT 9 on your side newsroom, this is your Talk of the Town information update. Here's Patrick Johnson.
Good morning. Here's what's happening. A Greenville police officer has been placed on administrative leave while the department reviews an interaction that's gone viral on social media. It happened as officers investigated a shooting on Mosley Drive and tried to obtain doorbell camera video from a neighbor.
We're now being detained because you're not cooperating with an investigation.
My baby is in there.
Stop. You had an opportunity. And this is where we're at. You're delaying my investigation.
That's an excerpt from the social media video that has been posted from the doorbell camera where the officers entered the home and apparently handcuffed the woman who claimed that she had a child asleep inside the apartment. Police were originally investigating a shooting that sent bullets into an apartment, which narrowly missed 2 children. Craven County Sheriff's Office is searching for a convicted felon who deputies say ran from a traffic stop in New Bern. Deputies identified the man as 47-year-old Roderick Miller. He was last seen near Greenleaf Cemetery on River Road Wednesday. Investigators say Miller had a handgun and is considered dangerous. Anyone who sees him should not approach and should contact the Sheriff's Office. Congressman Greg Murphy says he will not give up the fight to get justice for veterans and families exposed to toxic water at Camp Lejeune. Murphy spoke to victims and their families in Jacksonville, supporting legislation aimed at speeding up hundreds of thousands of dollars in unresolved claims.
People that have been up against this stuff, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm not going to give up. I can't give up for the sake of you guys, but I can't give up really for the sake of what's justice.
Murphy's Ensuring Justice for Camp Lejeune Victims Act would streamline pending claims, allowing jury trials and capping attorneys' fees. Advocates say more than 400,000 veterans and family members are still waiting for their cases to be resolved. Getting closer to students in the East heading back to school for the new year. Many students and their families are getting a look at new classrooms and meeting new teachers during open houses. For some students in Beaufort County, they're exploring a brand new building. Washington Elementary is now officially open. The school was made possible through the North Carolina Education Lottery. Back in 2024, the district applied for a grant, received $42 million, along with $10 million from the county. Benefits going beyond the building itself, the district consolidated John Cotton Tayloe and Eastern Elementary schools to create the new school where classes will start on Monday.
A muggy, calm start, then heat advisories again this afternoon near 90 at the coast, mid-90s inland. There could be an isolated thunderstorm late afternoon, becoming more numerous overnight. From the Storm Team 9 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Rob Martin for Talk 96.3 and 103.7.
78, a little bit of fog out at the airport in Greenville. 80 degrees currently in New Bern. 79 degrees in Washington. 82 with sunshine in Oriental. 77 in Canida. Shout out. Morehead City starting this hour at 82 degrees. And it's Talk of the Town on Talk 103.7, Talk 96.3, and the IBX Media app. We'll have more of this second hour after you hear this.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
Call AA Hauling, 252-946-1227 or AAHauling.com.
Need to insure a boat in Edenton, a business in Elizabeth City, a car in Greenville? How about a farm truck in Mount Olive or a home on the Outer Banks? Weatherly Insurance Agency, an independent insurance agency with 6 locations in Eastern North Carolina, is here to help. Weatherly Insurance Agency has agents you can get to know because they're your neighbors and live in your town. Call today, 888-OBX-2-IBX, or on the web at weatherlyinsurance.com. From the Outer Banks to the Inner Banks, Weatherly Insurance has you covered.
At National Finance, we're all about hometown support, just like ECU football. National Finance helps us win on and off the field. They've got your back when you need it most. Fast, easy personal loans for life's big plays. And just like us, they're committed to Eastern North Carolina. National Finance, proud supporters of ECU athletics. Visit nfcmoney.com for loans as fast as today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Grimes Built Construction is currently building homes in Pitt and Beaufort County, and they're always looking for land to start new neighborhoods. Grimes Built Construction is a custom home builder, but also builds beautiful spec homes in all price ranges. These aren't cookie-cutter homes. A Grimes-built home has great design, character, and the extra detail you desire.
This is Chad Grimes with Grimes Built Construction. If you're in the market for a new home or if you have land for sale, give me a call, 252-717-1418.
Henry's got something to say. Patrick's got all the latest updates and headlines. Together, they're the best morning combo since biscuits and gravy. This is Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton and Patrick Johnson.
Okay then, on with the show.
Live from the Town Bank Studio on Talk 96.3 and 103.7.
All right, welcome back. Hour 2 here of Talk of the Town here at 11 minutes. Make it 12 minutes now after 8 o'clock. The whole crowd is here this morning. It's National Radio Day, and we're celebrating National Radio Day. Michael, did you find the pictures? We had pictures of Michael on the bulletin board.
I have another one.
We had a
me
picture
also.
of PJ last hour. Let's see your early radio pictures.
All right, this one is.
Oh my
from,
God! Look at that.
1984.
For those of
85.
you watching video, this is the prepubescent. This is the
Yeah.
prepubescent Michael Buscemi.
Yeah, this was at 91.3 WZMB.
You have a
campus radio
afro.
station.
I didn't know you
yeah.
had an afro back in those days. That's
big fro back then.
Big fro guy.
Seeing these old pictures is crazy. Speaking of old friends, tonight we kick off. Oh, there's another picture of one.
yeah.
That's in the WOOW studio.
No, that's at 94.3. That's out at.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Back in the old Farmville studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in that studio for a few times.
No, yeah. That's the one.
Oddly enough, it still looks the same today.
For folks
in the
listening
studio.
on the
It
radio,
does.
they don't have a clue what we're talking about. We're showing old pictures of all of us.
The
from our early days
reel to
of-
reel.
Early days.
Yeah, that
of-
reel to reel.
Reel to reel and a turntable. What's a
And two
turntable? Nobody knows what that is anymore. All right. High school football starts tonight, and WCTI, Brian North is bringing back the Lee Moore Locker Room Studio for their coverage of high school football. And it made me think, I haven't talked to Lee in a while. We text each other and communicate like that all the time. I guess we had you on last year, Lee, or a year before we had Jimmy Robinson's big golf tournament down there at Greenbrier in New Bern. But if there's a legend in sportscasting in Eastern North Carolina, it would be Lee Moore. He was at Channel 12 WCTI for many years. Lee and I worked together on the Pirate Sports Network. He went on to an unbelievable career as a golf promoter, doing these celebrity golf tournaments all over the country, and he's met every celebrity known to man. Lee Moore on the telephone. Good morning, Mr. Moore. How are you?
Hey, bud. Good to be talking to you.
How you doing, man?
You know, at 88, I'm still hanging in. You know, I have
wow.
part of my family, you know, looking and see if there's any money left for them or going to be left for them. But other than that, you know, it's just another beautiful day in Eastern North Carolina, over here in New Bern, where it's probably just as hot in New Bern as it is in Greenville.
Yeah.
So welcome
Yeah,
to the warm weather.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad that Brian North and the guys over at CTI are bringing back your honorary studio tonight for their football coverage. because you did that football show for many years, but you did sports for many years. I mean, looking back on your career, I said this to you yesterday. I mean, you met everybody, and you've done everything in the business. So congratulations on an amazing career. You're a good friend, have been for many, many years, but I've always admired you as a person, but also as the great job that you've done with your career.
Well, I'm very pleased and thankful, for our relationship. And I remember back, and I was trying to think, at East Carolina, when I first came to town, they had a sports information director named Jim Young.
Yep, I remember Jim.
And then after that, they had a guy named John Evenson, who went on to quite a career.
And then Ken Smith. Yeah. Ken Smith was there when you and I were working the games together. In fact, Ken hired me. He was in charge of the radio. Right? The sports information director was in charge of the radio network back in those days. Yeah.
Yep. Well, Ken's still living, I think, someplace.
No, I think we lost Ken a few years ago. After he left ECU,
right?
I don't know if you remember, we had the U.S. Olympic Festival in Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill during the years I was in Chapel Hill, and I got to work with Ken again, because Ken became one of the top people for that U.S. Olympic Festival that was done in Raleigh, Durham, and Chapel Hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody told me that he passed away. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he married a girl named Rosemary, and but again, I look back. We came in 1971. I think you and I joined forces. Maybe 72.
And I didn't get involved with the radio network till about 74. You and Jim were doing it for a while.
Right.
Jim Woods.
74, I think, to 84 when.
Yeah. I did it until about 80, and then in 83 I left and went to Chapel Hill. Everybody makes mistakes.
No, I was always proud of you. I mean, because I look back. I mean, you cared. You were a good radio voice then, and a good friend of mine, and we had some wonderful times. And
yeah, we did.
When I first came in and got involved with East Carolina, and then over the years, as you know, did several of the coaches' shows, and I still stay in touch with a lot of the guys. David Patton, if you remember Dave Patton, and some of them, I stay in touch with him on a regular basis.
Where is Dave Patton? Former ECU basketball coach.
He's down in Georgia.
Yeah.
Right. He's in Georgia, still living, and his son, one of his sons, stayed in coaching, named Jody Patton. I don't know if you know anything about
I didn't know his children.
Family, but
he was
anyway.
he was Tom McGuire's assistant coach. When Tom McGuire resigned, then they made Dave Patton the head coach.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I think that was the last time when Tom was Tom Quinn, right?
Tom Quinn. What did I call him? Yeah, Tom Quinn. That's correct.
Yeah, and I think Tom took him to the NCAA tournament, as I recall.
1971, my freshman year, they won the Southern Conference tournament.
That's right, down in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yeah, Al Faber was the center on that team, and Al has moved back to Eastern North Carolina, is involved in the Pirate Club, comes to all the games. I see him all the time. They also had a great power forward by the name of Jim Fairley, and you might remember tragically he killed himself in a murder suicide, killed his girlfriend and killed him as well. I don't know why I'm talking about that morbid stuff, but anyway, it just brought back memories. I wanted to talk about your career. Let me ask you this question. All the famous people that you've met, and you've met singers, actors, athletes through these celebrity golf tournaments that you ran. Give me some of those memories. Give me some of the most memorable.
Let me tell you the best story that ever occurred to me. We were playing an event out in Sacramento, California, and the format for our celebrities was a Ryder Cup. So the football players had a team, American Division, National Division. The basketball players, the baseball players, the hockey players all had their teams. So we had very few politicians, but Dan Quayle and they sort of had a mixed team of some actors, Alex Hyde White, Dan Quayle. But anyway, I'm on the practice tee. This is a true story that was in the Sacramento Bee newspaper. So we're on the practice tee, and Dan Quayle's down hitting balls, and I'm walking along there. And Alex Hyde White, who was the captain of that team, Alex was an actor, and he was in the movie Pretty Woman. Anyway, he came with the black shirts for them to wear, and he handed one to Dan. Dan Quayle said, "Why didn't you tell me you were going to have black shirts?" Dan Quayle had on blue trousers, and he said,
"A mismatch."
This, yeah. But he said, "Listen," he said, I need to get some khaki trousers on." Alex Hyde White looked at me and said, "Lee, what's the size trouser you have on?" Because we're about the same size, Dan Quayle and I. And I said, 34 30s. He said, "What are you wearing?" Dan Quayle said, No, Lee, take me down to the pro shop and I'll get me some trousers." We get on a cart, go down to the pro shop. They walk in and they don't have any kind of, they got shorts in the pro shop. And he said, I said, he said, "You don't mind?" We went in the bathroom, Dan Quayle and myself,
and changed trousers.
This is a true story, and the Sacramento Bee later found out about it and put the story in the paper called The Pants Dance. We're in there taking our trousers down. He gets his trousers off. I'm taking mine off, and my change fell in my pockets. I'm trying to get my trousers off my ankles to hand them to him. A man walks in and looks and sees the vice president, former vice president.
You and the vice president with your pants off.
With our pants off. So then we change, and we go back out on the practice tee, and this guy comes over and says, "Hey, I just saw," and Dan Quayle looked at him and he said, "Big mouth." I said, "Listen, I didn't tell anybody anything, but this restroom was right off the dining room area." But that's a true story.
That's
and
hilarious.
Dan Quayle never let me forget about it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And anyway, so that was one of the funny things. But again, over the
Well,
years.
here's the question.
like
Did you
said,
keep Dan Quayle's pants after that?
I had them for about a month, and we played down at Kiowa Island. And I called him and said, "Could you bring my trousers back?" And he said, "Yeah, would you bring mine back?" So I take my trousers back. Everybody said you should have kept, because I've got a great trophy room.
Yeah, Vice President of the United States. I was wearing his pants.
Hey, listen, and he came 2 times. I don't know if you came down to. I had the tour down at Camp Lejeune on 2 different occasions, and to play there. And he came both times. He said, "I'll be there." And of course, we had everybody, Johnny Bench, and all the guys, Cameron Matheson. But anyway, it was just, that was the funniest thing that ever happened. People have asked me a lot of times when I speak, and I said, that was no doubt, that was the funniest
That's
thing.
a great
But I
story.
asked him one time, I said, "What do you miss most about being vice president?" And he said, "That's easy, Air Force 2.
Yeah, the free private jet. Absolutely. Well,
Anyway.
how long did you run those celebrity golf tournaments?
Well, I still work them.
You still
matter
do
of
it?
fact, this weekend we'll be in Boston for Mike Aruzione's tournament.
No
so
kidding.
We still have at one time we had about 12 events. We had the Marino tournament down in Florida. We had the Mario Lemieux tournament up in Pittsburgh. We had the Stan Humphries tournament out in San Diego. So at one time when I first went with the tour, that was 1980, somewhere along in there, and we had 12 events. We were in Florida, and we had the John Elway. It's interesting, the John Elway tournament was sponsored by a man that was president and founder of Sun Microsystems. We played that in Denver, right out close to where the headquarters was. Matter of fact, that man's son is Maverick McNeely, who now plays on the PGA Tour, but he was the president and founder of Sun Microsystems, came into a meeting when he spent $3 million with us to do John's tournament for 3 years in a
Good
row.
Lord, how about that?
And so, but this guy, as I say, and his son now plays on the PGA Tour. And it's interesting. As I say, I remember that little boy running around was a good little golfer. Now he's on the PGA Tour. Same guy. So there are a lot of stories. A lot of the people, I just lost one I don't know if you remember the movie Beverly Hills Cops.
Oh, sure.
And so one of the stars of that was Sergeant Taggart.
I actually got to interview him too. He did a lot. He just died. He would come down to River Landing.
Exactly.
And we would interview him for the Hope for the Warriors tournament. I interviewed him a couple of times. Super nice guy. What was his name?
John. I knew you'd ask me.
Oh, hang on. It was John something. Taggart in Beverly Hills Cop. All right. He was John Ashton.
Yeah, John Ashton.
John
lived out in Colorado. As a matter of fact, John, I had just talked to him the week before he died. He was coming to New Bern for the Derek Wittenberg tournament.
Oh, my God. You told me that, I think, right when that happened. I think you told me that.
John was a great friend over the years, and they had just done, for Netflix, they had just done the 4th edition of that show, Beverly Hills Cops. But we talked about, during the original show, John told me stories about that, and it was really funny because he was real close to Eddie Murphy. And I find a lot of those actors and people, we didn't have a lot of actors. We had Adam, what's his name? There's 3 or 4 brothers. Adam, again, he was an actor, but he played in a movie down in Charleston. I went down to Charleston to meet when they did the movie The Patriot.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That movie?
Uh-huh.
Adam Baldwin.
Yeah, right.
And the Baldwin brothers and all that. But
Yeah.
Adam played on our tour also. And we had country music stars. We had John Michael Montgomery. There were just a lot of guys. But you know what I found out, Henry, that all those guys, almost without exception, that really, really nice people. There were 2 people when I went with the tour in 1999. Jack Marin hired me. Jack was an All-American at Duke. Jack was a lawyer. Jack was the executive director, and he and Dick Anderson hired me for the Celebrity Players Tour. And I really, as I say, I went and I said, I don't know anything, but went into the first meeting. Our first tournament was John Smoltz's tournament down in Atlanta. And they had a player meeting before each of the events. And I'm sitting there in the back. Jack said, just take a seat someplace. There's 60 players, 60 celebrities played in each tournament. And I'm sitting back there. I didn't know who this guy was in my right or on my left. I had never met Mike Eruzione.
Oh.
And Mike was sitting on one side of me, and then I forget who the other guy was over here. Ed Marinero was sitting on the other side of me. I don't know if you know Eddie Marinero played in Hill Street Blues. He was a pro football player.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm listening to, and again, Jack was the head of the Players Association, and Michael Jordan had just joined the tour, and Michael was there, and Jim Brown. I mean, all these people were at the first tournament that I was at.
You knew them all, man.
And
you knew them all.
It was interesting because I always thought that Jim Brown was the greatest football player I ever saw. And growing up in Ohio, I loved the Cleveland Browns. But anyway, I got to know Jim pretty well. But that was the thing. But there were 2 people that I knew I wasn't going to like. One was Mike Schmidt, and the other one was Yvonne Lendl, because Yvonne never looked like he smiled.
Yeah.
And Mike Schmidt never looked like he smiled. But they became 2 of the guys that I still talk to all the time. Mike's not doing well.
How about that?
But Yvonne has a camp down in Bradenton, Florida for tennis.
All right, Michael is screaming at me. We got to get a break, so I'm going to have to stop. We need to continue this. I'm going to next time I come to New Bern, I want you to come on the show with me.
I'll be glad to.
Let me ask you one last question before we go. The great Lee Moore, everybody. It's National Radio Day. Didn't you start in radio?
I did.
Yeah.
At WMOH in Hamilton, Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah. I think I remember you telling me.
We introduced a guy named Joe Nuxall to broadcasting.
Oh.
Joe Nuxall in 1962 and 63 we did the Miami of Ohio basketball games. Joe Nuxall and Marty Brenneman did Cincinnati Reds baseball.
Yeah, I knew Marty.
Joe was a pitcher for the Reds, the youngest player ever in the big leagues. Joe Nuxall was 15 when he pitched for the Cincinnati Reds in 1944.
Wow.
Anyway, so Joe and I did the Miami of Ohio basketball games for a couple of years in 62 and 63.
How about that?
So,
and by the way, I don't know if I ever told you this, but Marty Brenneman, I knew Marty Brenneman when I worked in Norfolk at WGH because he was doing the Tidewater Tides games.
Believe me.
On
that's right. And he
on
that was
WTAR
his
in Norfolk,
friend.
and I got to know him then. And then when he went on and became the legendary voice of the Cincinnati Reds, he also, you might remember, started doing ACC basketball games.
He did.
So the years that I was doing Carolina basketball on the radio, I'd see Marty on the road, and we had dinner together a few times. He's a super good person. He remembered me from Norfolk.
I still see Marty. You know, Marty's 75 or 76.
Yeah.
And I still see Marty. If I go up to Cincinnati, he lives in the area up there. And, of course, it's awful what happened to his son, Tom, who was booted out of radio for making some absurd statement on the air.
Yeah.
But anyway,
by the way, I have
still...
a Tom Brenneman story. Tom was a senior in Chapel Hill, and I was running WCHL radio. Marty Brenneman called me and said, "Henry, can you talk to my son? He wants to get in broadcasting." And I was like, "Why is Marty Brenneman asking me to talk to his son?" He wanted me to hire. He wanted me to hire him, and so I remember Tom came over to my office, and I sat and talked with him. I think Woody Durham even talked to him. Both of us talked to Tom.
Right.
And he was talking about wanting to do play-by-play like his dad and all that. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? Tom is, he's a nice young man, but he's shooting too high for a kid who's a college kid. Like a year later, he was doing the Braves on television.
Isn't it amazing? It's amazing what can happen.
Yeah, Lee, I got to go, man. Hey, I could do this for hours. Thank you for doing this. Congratulations on the new Lee Moore studio at WCTI. You deserve it.
I appreciate it, Henry. It's always great to talk
All right,
to you.
I'm going to get back to you. We're going to continue this.
You're a great friend and always have been.
Same to you, old buddy. I appreciate your time. All right, it's 8:32. We'll be right back.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
Greenville Marine Outdoor Shop is your fishing headquarters with an amazing selection of rods and reels, lures and artificial baits, fishing tackle, and more. Plus, we're your hunting headquarters with all kinds of shotguns, hunting rifles, ammo, and accessories, and we're your archery center, too.
For better service, quality, selection, and more, we've got them. Come see them. Our deals you won't believe them.
Greenville Marine Outdoor Shop, 3600 Marine Drive in Greenville. Visit us online at greenvillemarine.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Need cash for a vacation? National Finance Company is here to help. For over 50 years, National Finance Company has been the small loan specialist with loans from $1,000 to $5,000 with low payments to meet your budget. We're in the business of getting you the cash you need today. Apply online for a loan at one of our convenient branch offices and get your money as fast as today. It's easy. Get the vacation cash you need. For extra cash, visit nfcmoney.com.
Need to insure a boat in Edenton, a business in Elizabeth City, a car in Greenville? How about a farm truck in Mount Olive or a home on the Outer Banks? Weatherly Insurance Agency, an independent insurance agency with 6 locations in eastern North Carolina, is here to help. Weatherly Insurance Agency has agents you can get to know because they're your neighbors and live in your town. Call today, 888-OBX-2-IBX, or on the web at weatherlyinsurance.com. From the Outer Banks to the Inner Banks, Weatherly Insurance has you covered.
Make every day electric on the Kawasaki Electro 20 electric balance bike. Maximize the fun with long run times, impressive top speed, and Kawasaki build quality. Easy adjustability and smooth handling make everyday riding more enjoyable. And the standard MTB type tires provide off-pavement capability. The Kawasaki Electro 20 is the electric balance bike that's built to rip. Go to Ron Ayers Motorsports, Memorial Drive north of the airport, Greenville.
All right, Thursday morning talk of the town brought to you in part by our friends at Tire Realty Group. If you've been thinking about selling your home, call the folks I would call if I was going to sell mine. It's Homer Tire and Rachel Tire, their team at Tire Realty Group. They've been the #1 real estate team in Pitt County for 15 years now. They know how to price a home, market a home, and most importantly, they'll get it sold. And here's something I like about their approach. They can help you sell your home for top dollar, or if speed is more important, they'll buy the home for you, making you a direct cash offer. That's a flexibility no other real estate company in town is going to offer you. So if you're buying, selling, or just thinking about making a move, call Tire Realty Group. Visit TireRealty.com. Experience the TRG difference and start packing. All right, we're going to get back to phone calls since we're going to be at the beach tomorrow morning for our annual Bite at the Box show, our remote down there for the Atlantic Beach King Mackerel Tournament, brought to you by those guys and Champions Fitness of Atlantic Station. Before we got to Lee Moore there, we were talking about these flock cameras, and we had people holding. People have been holding a long time. I apologize. Talking about these flock cameras that police are using now. Some people say it's a violation of their constitutional rights. Other people say if it's a law enforcement tool, why not? Why should law-abiding citizens worry about it? A friend of mine, Joe, just sent me this. A man accused of fatally stabbing his girlfriend, a longtime women's basketball coach, in her Raleigh home, was arrested following a confrontation with detectives in Montgomery County. He was arrested using flock cameras. Detectives gathered evidence and used flock cameras to develop investigative leads that helped identify him as a suspect. So they do work. They are a great tool for law enforcement. Some people don't like them, but they are working. Let's see what you think. 252-561-8255. Jay, Ed, you've been holding a long, long time. I apologize. How are you?
Not a problem. It's good to get to talk to a fellow law-abiding citizen. Listen, let's recap shortly because you've been on. Listen. First of all, happy National Radio Day.
Thank you, sir.
You are an icon around here, and I may have told you this before, but I have a huge respect and admiration for anybody that does anything successfully for a long period of time.
Thank you, sir.
And in your case, it actually computes to credibility. So, all right, your #1 caller hit the constitutional and the institutional abuse part dead on. Your #2 caller really just he was older gentleman, but he hit the other one with, why is that guy's utility still on? Yours wouldn't be or mine.
You're talking about the Rocky Mount councilman that is now saying that this is white supremacy, that they want him to pay his utility bill.
He didn't pay his bill, and
by the way, they had a Rocky Mount citizen in there yesterday who just exploded when he started with that white supremacy stuff and started screaming at him, and of course the police took him out. But Rocky Mount's just a disaster.
Well, listen. We have to be careful of the slippery slope. Have you ever done any roofing work?
No.
Okay. Anybody that has will tell you that there's a pitch at which you can no longer stand on the roof. And even on a regular pitch roof, if you get some granules underneath you and they start moving, you can wind up, over the edge. So what we have to do is we have to look at this from a what's good, what's reasonable, what's fair. Let me give you an example. Suppose there had been a flock camera either inside the locker room or outside the locker room when your buddy and the vice president went in and came out wearing each other's clothes.
Well, they wouldn't have.
What
They wouldn't have had locker. They don't have locker room cameras. That would definitely
but
be
if
illegal.
they came out wearing each other's clothes, what kind of amplification would that have been? All right, I mean, just think about it here. Now, let me.
Well, are
give
you
one
for
other
these
thing.
cameras or against them, Ed?
Let me give you one other thing to think about. You are a law-abiding citizen, but if you were in England today, a strong percentage of the things that come out of your mouth would make you a criminal.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, so
I was worried. I was worried
slippery
when I went to Europe they were going to get me, but I evaded them before they could get to me. Before the thought police and the free speech police came and got me.
the slippery slope changes, Henry, and we have a constitution for a reason. All of us, some of us, have had loved ones that have experienced, capital crimes.
Yeah.
But they've been catching those people for 250 years without these cameras.
So
Let
you're
me ask you
so
one last-
you're
Let me ask you
against
one
them.
last question.
You won't
Let me
vote.
ask you
Vote
one-
yes or no
No,
on the
I'm
cameras.
I'm Henry. You have changed your opinion based on good information in the past.
Yep.
Let me ask you. Use your thinking brain. Tell me where these types of cameras have been in effect for decades. Where do you think they've been in effect?
You tell
for
me.
decades?
I don't know.
China.
Okay. Well,
So all I'm saying, Henry, is they've been catching these criminals all this time.
I'm gonna take that as you're against them, Ed. I got other folks holding. Man, thank you for that. Thank you for holding.
Wanted to
all that
argue
time.
both positions.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Kevin in Carteret County. Kevin's been holding a long time too. Good morning, Kevin. Kevin, you with us?
Great.
Hello. All right, let's break, and we'll come back and see if we can find Kevin. We'll be right back. More, if you want to get in on this, we'll take a few more, 252-561-8255. Are you for or against flock cameras? More calls coming up.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arg!
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Grimes Built Construction is currently building homes in Pitt and Beaufort County, and they're always looking for land to start new neighborhoods. Grimes Built Construction is a custom home builder, but also builds beautiful spec homes in all price ranges. These aren't cookie-cutter homes. A Grimes-built home has great design, character, and the extra detail you desire.
This is Chad Grimes with Grimes Built Construction. If you're in the market for a new home or if you have land for sale, give me a call, 252-717-1418.
At National Finance, we're all about hometown support, just like ECU Baseball. National Finance helps us win on and off the field. They've got your back when you need it most. Fast, easy personal loans for life's big plays. And just like us, they're committed to Eastern North Carolina. National Finance, proud supporters of ECU Athletics. Visit nfcmoney.com for loans as fast as today.
This is a standard hold belt. You can get at any fashion brand, department store, or Amazon. They can be nice, look good, even sometimes expensive. The downside, they're only limited to 5 holes. Not to mention these holes wear out in less than a year. So this is an Anson belt, micro-adjustable holeless belt. Instead of 5 holes 1 inch apart, we have 30+ options spaced 1/4 inch apart, giving you the perfect fit every time. This track system uses a magnetic mechanism that won't break like a spring-loaded mechanism will over time. Slide your belt through, click, click, click. That's the sound of a perfect fit. Check us out at AnsonBelt.com.
Henry Hinton and Patrick Johnson.
It's the talk of the town.
News, opinions, sports, and who knows what else.
It's the talk of the town.
If it's happening in ENC, they're talking about it. On Talk 96.3 and 103.7.
I don't know. That cracks me up every time when I hear the great Perry Como and his old song, The Talk of the Town. All right, welcome back. We're going back to the phone calls here in a second. Let me do this first, though. Let's check our boating forecast for the weekend and see what it's going to be like on the water in eastern North Carolina. For those of you who want to take your boat out this weekend, here's our Park Boat Company Manteo Marine boating forecast. Today, south winds around 5 knots, becoming southeast this afternoon. Looks like a great boating day today, although it's going to be hot. Waves offshore are going to be only 2 feet. Tomorrow, east winds 5 to 10, becoming south in the afternoon. Seas around 2 feet. Sounds and rivers will be light, and waves offshore only 2 feet. On Saturday, we're looking for southwest winds 10 to 15, offshore 2 to 3, and sounds and rivers will be moderate. On Sunday, west winds 5 to 10, becoming southwest in the afternoon. Seas offshore 2 to 4. Sounds and rivers will be light chop. So a good boating weekend. There's your boating forecast, brought to you by our friends at Park Boat Company and Manteo Marine. All right, we're talking about flock cameras. Getting some feedback here in writing. Jacques says, when law enforcement and other officials use these against private citizens, they get sued, which means the taxpayers have to pay out these lawsuits due to government officials' bad behavior. Maybe if the government organization like the county commissioners want this, they should be responsible for any litigation that comes to the municipality. Taxpayers are sick of bailing out government officials who act badly. James says, I think it's safe to say that those for the cameras would have been loyalists to the crown, and those opposed would have been great American patriots. A war was started over a few cents. We've been watered down to the point that we've forgotten what freedom's supposed to be, and sadly, future generations may never know or even care. Thank you, James. Let's go back to the phones, 252-561-8255, 252-561-8255, talking about these flock cameras. We know that they're getting abused by some law enforcement, but they're also solving some crimes. Mike in Oriental, good morning, sir.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey, Henry, this is Mike. How are you?
Good.
Hey, in my belief, I think this is a classic overreach of the establishment infringing on our constitutional freedoms. And as Ronald Reagan, I believe it was, said, one of the biggest lies is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Now, where I'm going with this is the exemplification of the irresponsibility of the organization that's going to be in control of these cameras. They can't even keep a dog alive in the heat of the summer in a car. Now, would you give this technology to someone like that?
That was a shot.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And I'm open to rebuttal.
Yeah. Well, I don't disagree with some of this. It's a fine line, isn't it? I'll go back to what I said earlier. I don't know if you were listening last hour, but I asked our first caller, I believe it was Jay, what if a member of your family, let's say your wife or your daughter was the victim of a serious felony crime? I hate to get graphic, but let's say a rape or a murder. Wouldn't you want law enforcement to have every tool at their disposal to go after that perpetrator?
I I would agree with you. I was listening during that conversation, and I would agree with you on that. However, tools come with responsibility.
Yeah.
And if you can't keep your dog alive in the heat of the summer,
you made that point earlier, Mike.
I mean, come on, man.
You're hammering that point home, aren't you? Yeah.
You're gonna give these people this technology, that infringes on potentially.
I'll say what I said earlier. I mean, law enforcement officers are human beings, and they make mistakes. That guy made a mistake. And
where's the accountability for the mistake?
Well, I mean, there is accountability because, like in the case of the woman in South Carolina that abused the flock cameras to follow her ex-boyfriend, she got fired. Isn't that accountability? The guy in Charlotte that used it, that gave it to the drug dealer, gave the information that he got off the flock camera and gave it to a drug dealer. You don't think he's going to get fired? He'll probably get fired and prosecuted. So, I mean, there is accountability.
What about the handler that let the dog die in the car?
Well, that is being investigated. I mean, I think I can't connect these dots to the flock camera. I mean, I know you want to do that, but I'm not going there. I'm not. I have not criticized that man up till now, and I'm not going to criticize him because I've made human mistakes myself. And I know that a lot of people here in Pitt County, you're in Oriental, but a lot of people here in Pitt County just want to use it to hammer Paula Dance, and I'm not going to do that. People are asking me to do it, but I'm not going to do it. So there's my answer to that.
I agree with that. I mean, it's not but is the guy still on the beat? I mean, is it still got his job?
I think he's been suspended for the moment, pending the SBI. The SBI is investigating that now. The county commissioners, Mark Smith, the chairman of the county commissioners, brought in the SBI, which Paula probably should have done, but it got done. So let's see what the investigation turns up.
Well,
all right, Mike.
I asked for rebuttal and I got it, and you're pretty good. I do appreciate the time and keep it up.
I enjoyed the call. Thank you for calling. Yes, all right, we got to get another break in. We'll be right back.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Visit Larry's Steakhouse for a tender, hand-cut certified Angus ribeye. Other entrees include perfectly seasoned pork chops, chicken, or seafood favorites like shrimp, tuna, and salmon. Complement your meal with Larry's fresh 20-plus item salad bar, or enjoy it as an all-you-can-eat entree. Daily rotating favorites include meatloaf, chicken pastry, hamburger steak, spaghetti, pork chops, and more, all complemented with your favorite country sides. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or our Sunday brunch, remember to support and eat local. Larry's Steakhouse.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
Your future is full of possibilities, and Pitt Community College can help you explore every option. You can earn a degree, learn a trade, transfer to a university, or launch a new career. We offer the support you need to succeed with flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and programs designed for the real world. Your path, your future, your college. Pitt Community College. Register now.
One last comment on Flock Cameras. Bill from Mount Pleasant, North Carolina says, please ask these people to quote which constitutional rights this violates. They're all talk with no facts. Interesting. That would bring some response if we had more time, but we don't. Let's do our Pirate Report and Sports Update with PJ, brought to you this morning by Parker's Barbecue with 3 locations in Greenville. You should see the new remodeled main location on Memorial Drive. If you haven't been there recently, check out Parker's Barbecue. Great barbecue, great hush puppies, great corn sticks, but the best fried chicken I've ever had. Here is PJ with our Sports Update.
All right, Big Hen, opening week for high school football, and the season already bringing schedule changes. Several games moved to tonight, including Rose and Northern Nash. If you can't make it out to Percy Daniels Stadium, you can hear the game on our sister station, 94.3, the game of the IBX Media app. That's developed a pretty good series between the two close games. Edenton will take on Pasquotank tonight on Talk 103.7 WTIB with coverage beginning at 6:30. Also tonight of note, Ayton Grifton has moved its game against Princeton, but because of open house at that high school, they're going to kick off after 8:30 tonight. How about that? Hardwood, UNC and NC State are bringing their rivalry back to Greensboro. The Tar Heels in the pack will meet December 15th at the old Greensboro Coliseum in the inaugural Tobacco Road Classic. It guarantees 2 meetings between the rivals this season, as they only met once last year. Big Hen?
All right, Rose High football tonight on 94.3 The Game. Check that out. And we've got Edenton on 103.7 this year, and Croatan High School football on 96.3. That is it for today. We will be live tomorrow morning. Bite at the Box in Atlantic Beach. Come and see us. We're kicking off the King Mackerel Tournament, sponsored by Champions Fitness. See you there.
Make the summer shift into huge savings at Greenville Toyota. Shift into low payments. Shift into fuel-efficient and hybrid models like Camry's $229 a month, RAV4's $269. It's the summer shift at Greenville Toyota.
Dowdy-Finklen Stadium rocking it. There's nothing like game days in Dowdy-Finklen Stadium. Football is special here, and that's because of you. It takes all of us to have success. The 2026 season is right around the corner. Season tickets start as low as $75. Get yours today.
Your future is full of possibilities, and Pitt Community College can help you explore every option. You can earn a degree, learn a trade, transfer to a university, or launch a new career. We offer the support you need to succeed with flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and programs designed for the real world. Your path, your future, your college. Pitt Community College. Register now.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Visit Larry's Steakhouse for a tender, hand-cut certified Angus ribeye. Other entrees include perfectly seasoned pork chops, chicken, or seafood favorites like shrimp, tuna, and salmon. Complement your meal with Larry's fresh 20-plus item salad bar, or enjoy it as an all-you-can-eat entree. Daily rotating favorites include meatloaf, chicken pastry, hamburger steak, spaghetti, pork chops, and more, all complemented with your favorite country sides. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or our Sunday brunch, remember to support and eat local. Larry's Steakhouse.
At National Finance, we're all about hometown support, just like ECU football. National Finance helps us win on and off the field. They've got your back when you need it most. Fast, easy personal loans for life's big plays. And just like us, they're committed to Eastern North Carolina. National Finance, proud supporters of ECU Athletics. Visit nfcmoney.com for loans as fast as today.
The summer shift is on at Greenville Toyota. Get massive savings on a huge Toyota selection. Then shift into Tacomas, $249 a month. Tundras, $399 at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.